This is what happens when you accidentally unlock your true hidden powers while busy dreaming about girls. On the left is our boy named Shin, and on the right is a girl named Juwon. But Shin needs to reclaim his powers from Juwon as his energy is trying to escape from her body. However, the only way for Shin, the Omega male, to reclaim his OP powers is for him to unlock the secret seal formed by his own mother, and the only way to do that is for him to match his print with her. Unfortunately for our boy, he's too slow to take back his energy from Juwon. So now the Sussy Nation is attacking by controlling her, as his energy is wanting to reunite by getting Juwon to drink a Slurpee. As she's busy trying out her first ever Slurpee flavor, Banana Shin, she decides she wants to turn up the heat, so she needs to cool down the area by removing pieces of armor to make the banana tree plantation of Shin stronger than ever. And so, just like in Pokemon, Shin is trying to catch them all as Ash catch him. But this time, Ash wants to destroy Nurse Joy in more ways than one. Luckily for our boy, Professor Chad gave him some Master Balls to use in his journey, allowing Shin to successfully capture and captivate her with a single throw. After capturing his second ever legendary Pokemon with a large array of twin dragons, Shin finds out why Juwon is classified as legendary, as she's able to single-handedly take in all the hard training in one go. With the crazy turn of events featuring the Sussy Nation, our boy can't believe what's happening as he's just minding his own business, while Juwon is busy showing him some super intense yoga classes using his own siege battering ram. Eventually, Shin snaps back from his demon horn mode and back into using his brain mode, as he sadly remembered that he was only here to take back his powers, not here to enjoy himself and try his hardest to make sure his siege weapon doesn't spill fresh oil all over. As such, Shin activates his signature move by using his mystical touch, allowing him to grab onto anything he wants, including the pyramids of Giza right in front of him, and as soon as contact is made, a bright flash begins to illuminate the room. Shortly after the light explosion, Shin finds himself in deep trouble, as he didn't expect the catacombs of Juwon to suddenly get more narrow and tighter in an instant, so now he's fighting for his life to make sure his secret weapon does not explode. Regardless, Juwon goes into overdrive and activates her interplay offlay Braun James to send the game into overtime, as she begins to take over the entire court, while our boy is busy trying to make sure he can breathe and survive on defense. Unfortunately, he gets blocked by Anthony Davis, so his weapon explodes before Juwon wants him to, causing her to order him to stay down as he broke rule number 1 of rice cake smashing without having a sheet to cover the cake. But then it turns out that Juwon has bribed the referee, so she starts up game number 2 of the playoffs by forcing him to start again as she expertly reactivates his basketballs. Now that Shin has already used his secret diamond sword once, he's left shocked as he can't believe Juwon was secretly hiding her multiple awakened mythical fruits from Roblox. It then turns out that the reason why she's such an expert, even though this is her first time rice cake destroying, is due to the fact the nurse from earlier taught her how to use her dough fruit to conquer any dragon fruit or venom fruit users. Luckily for Juwon, she's super successful in her attack, as not just any person could pull off what she's doing right now, as they need to be properly equipped with natural gifts or else they'll fall too short to succeed. Regardless, we take a quick break from the Sussy Nation attacking as Juwon stops for a moment to let him know that he's the only one and first ever to see this very wholesome side of her. Of course, Shin responds by saying he's the luckiest man alive, as Juwon is busy still trying to squeeze out all the banana milk from his banana tree plantation due to her wanting round 2 of the playoffs. Eventually, our boy succumbs to the powers of Juwon once again, so she instantly gets sad upon hearing from Shin that his machine is having trouble keeping all the oil within, so it might blow up like a volcano very soon. However, he stops Juwon from continuing as he decides to be a gentleman this time, so he turns the Sussy table by becoming the one on attack as he lets her play defense the rest of the way through. Now that Shin is the one taking over the court using his supreme knowledge and powers coursing through his veins, his defender begins to shake uncontrollably as if she's being hit by an earthquake with magnitude 69. Regardless, he decides to activate his finishing attack by using Explosion Milk Jutsu, but he accidentally goes overboard, causing his target to pass out from the sheer force of a battering ram spilling within the catacombs. As such, he's forced to wait for Juwon to regain consciousness, which takes a while as all energy has been seeped out of her. After the entire ordeal and upon Juwon waking up, the two put back on their righteous armors, but our boy realizes that his hands both stopped glowing and lost its print mark. Confused as to what happened, he continues to stare at his hands in disbelief, waiting for the "it's just a prank bro" moment to occur, but it never did. However, as he tries his best to figure out what happened, he looks in the mirror flabbergasted as the mysterious glow on his face is still there, whilst Juwon is busy spying on him like pervy sage. As Juwon continues to sneakily spy on the boy she lost all control with during their duel, she starts wondering what the heck happened to her to cause her to be so attracted to him, since she finds him looking absolutely bang average like a vendor hot dog. Nonetheless, she realizes that after the rice cake destroying event with Shin, she feels a lot more relieved than usual, as if something has been lifted from her shoulders and soul. Anyways, shortly after, Shin comes to get Ju-won to let her know that he's already all healed up and ready to leave, as they cleared him good to go after some nice stress relieving. As such, Pinky starts feeling flustered as she listens to Shin say his goodbyes, but her heart starts pounding, so she knows that destiny is trying to tell her to make a Stacy move. And so Ju-won pulls the most Stacy move of all by asking if she could borrow his phone real quick, where she ends up putting her own number into his contact list like a true Sigma female. As she hands back the phone to him, she shyly looks to the side while all blushed up like a tomato, hinting to our boy he could contact her at any time as her parents are never home. Unfortunately for her, Shin returns back to his boneheaded normal self, so he starts to think that Ju-won is feeling pity for him as no one ever visited him while he was out cold, not truly realizing she wants to be a rice cake call away. As such, she leaves the room full of joy and happiness due to her actually being able to hand out her number to Shin, but our boy feels super defeated in thinking that Ju-won has labeled him as a super sussy loser. Nonetheless, she happily waves goodbye and reminds Shin that he's no longer a patient here, so feel free to contact her anytime as no one will be home. But our boy is too busy distracted by her beauty to remember anything she said. And so he leaves on his journey back home, still unable to figure out what happened even though he knew he needed to match his glowing prince with her. But our boy is dumber than Nendo from Seiki. Eventually, it dawns on our lower-than-average IQ main character that he has successfully completed his mission of attempting to regain his powers from Ju-won, although he still has no idea how. Regardless, upon arriving back home, he gets greeted with a surprise sight of multiple people waiting in some kind of line in front of his house. So Shin speeds through the line into his house, where even more people are waiting in line for an unknown reason, so the people get angry at him for seemingly skipping the entire line, but he's able to calm them down after explaining he lives there. Shortly after, he runs and finds the best girl in the series so far, his mom, who warmly welcomes him while sitting in front of their shrine. At first, he quickly questions her if every single one is here to collect their loans, but his mom gets insulted at the thought, so she reveals they are all actually her customers wanting their fortune done. She then whips out her phone and showcases her on the front page of the news, so Best Mommy explains how ever since she attended the World Sorcerer Forum, good fortune has been bestowed upon her. With all the brand new and unlimited customers lining up for her, she starts dancing and begins to embrace Shin like a true bear mom, super excited that they are gaining money hand over fist like Bill Gates whenever a new Windows appears. Regardless, now that they are rich, Best Mommy hands over a brand new platinum credit card for Shin to use on his tuition or even Roblox and Valorant bundle skins. After handing him an unlimited source of money glitch, she tells Shin that she's going to head out to grab some milk from the groceries, but then as soon as she disappeared, he finds a secret note hiding behind the card. Upon further investigation, we discover that Best Mommy is literally the #1 girl of all time, as she wants her own son to find a girl at the nearby university that goes by the name of Yi. And so he follows his mom's best wishes in searching for this mysterious girl, as literally anyone can be named Yi, including my boy Kenyi East. But this is a tall task ahead of him, as there's so many people still bustling around university even during nighttime, as the school is currently having a campus festival to celebrate studying. Luckily for our boy, he instantly runs into a bunch of girls cosplaying a bunny, Nezuko, and a cat, all trying to convince him to join their fashion design club. He then starts to panic and get flustered with so many people running around, as he always wanted to take the next step to join university, but he got bogged down trying to be a pro gamer, so now he's just a pro loser. However, fortune favors the simps, as his childhood crush shows up in very fitting attire, looking beautiful as always, but Lin startles our soon-to-be Chad again, as he has forgotten that this is the very school both him and Lin wanted to attend. She then explains the reason why she's in such a festive uniform, as her classmates wanted her to show off her beauty to highlight the fact that they are majoring in fashion design. But in reality, the real thing she's majoring in is simp capturing magic, as she effortlessly highlights the best aspects of her, causing our boy to start having a nosebleed just like in all anime. And within just a few minutes of entering the campus, Shin has already forgotten the reason why he's here in the first place, as the goddess of beauty has distracted him off the path of being not a sussy baka. Lin then takes our boy to his dream state, as she swiftly decides to take his arm so the two could spend some time together catching up. It then turns out that Lin is using our boy as a guinea pig to test if their brand new dessert waffles would be worth selling, but Shin doesn't know how to eat a waffle with ice cream. As such, she takes the fork away from him and proceeds to try and feed him, but our boy gets stun-locked harder than a noob, spamming one ability over and over, unable to believe his luck. Unfortunately, Shin gets sent crashing back to reality after tasting Lin's ice cream waffles, as it turns out the food tastes so bad he might actually start projectile puking. But since he's an ultra simp for his childhood crush, he actually ends up finishing the entire thing as Lin joyfully watches him eat it all, as he can't bring himself to be a real one and tell the truth. Now that Lin is super excited that our boy has liked the first dessert, Shin gets even more shocked upon learning that she has made even more types of desserts for him to try. Fast forward to Shin having to go to the bathroom after devouring everything Lin made for him. We discover that he doesn't regret anything at all, as it felt like it was a dream date with Lin. Nevertheless, his stomach disagrees with him and forces him to start evacuating everything he just ate, so upon opening a door, he ends up finding a girl sitting down on the ground.